Hello everyone, welcome back. That was some, oh, whoa, oh my gosh. Getting pretty feisty with these lightning strikes and such. I should turn the volume down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Wow, this music playing at this time was really good, timing. So, I mean, at this point, this is going to be the second episode of my ASMR Minecraft hardcore series. I plan on doing these once every Monday for the immediate future. And yeah, I just think they're a good way to relax, enjoy music, the atmosphere, and the game. And use it as an excuse to kind of talk a little bit about, well, really anything I want. So, I have a little surprise. As you can see, I have actually totally finished my little underground cave area. And I'm really proud of the work I've done here. I mean, it was a lot, really. It took a long time, but with all the hard work and dedication, yada yada, I was able to finish it off. As you can see, I have quite a few materials here as well. Now, excuse me. What I'm looking for is some kind of dirt. There we go. I guess that's all the dirt we have left, huh? So, for now, my plan... Hold on, I actually don't want music right now. We'll make it like low. There we go, that's a lot better. My plan is to pretty much convert the entire bottom part into grass. Because grass is pretty and I love grass. I hope if you're watching this that you've been doing well. I've been doing alright lately. There have been a lot of ups and downs, but right now I'm in the city, and certainly one thing that it feels like comes from living in the city is that there are a lot more ups and downs than living in the country, which is where I live for most of my life. But I think at the end of the day, city life is just kind of like where I want to be because it's where the opportunities are at, especially for growing and developing my career. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this weekend because I have some exciting plans being set up with my best friend. And yeah, I mean, school, college has been not too bad. Been on the grind, working. I've been doing well in my classes so far, so definitely gonna try to keep that up. Um, I've been pretty. I don't want to say I've been stress free, but if there's one thing I'm thankful for, it's that like I don't really stress out over tests, which is weird because a lot of people do, but I don't know, at least for me, it's like easy for me to say, oh, why would I stress out about this? And it's like, it's just a test, and if I know it, I know it, and if I don't, I don't. And especially for the first test, I can kind of tell myself, hey, don't feel bad if you did bad, because you didn't really know what to expect in this class. It's the first test. And I think that's a good way to think about it. I think people should try and think about it like that more. Dang, I can't believe I already ran out of dirt. That's too bad. I think I'll have to move to plan B, which is I'm gonna grow trees and chop them because I need more wood from cherry blossom trees. So that hasn't been giving me a lot of stress, but there are definitely some other things that have. And I mean, stress is just a part of everyone's life. And I think that while I don't like it, it is something that, makes you stronger in the end. It's like you can think, I've been through hard times, I can make it through these following ones, but in particular, it's been really hard for me to get accustomed to having a roommate, especially as someone who has been an only child my whole life. So it's been a little hard, but thankfully he is very accommodating, very nice. He's a good person. But there are some things with him that have been stressing me out. Like one of them is just that sometimes he likes to smoke, so when he comes back to the room, that like cigar smell kind of gets everywhere. And I just really like having my area smelling nice, so when that cigar smell kind of wafts over to my side, it like really kind of stresses me out because I'm like, no, my side smells really nice, and now it doesn't, and it's gross, and that kind of messes with me. But I might talk to him about it. I hope we can figure something out. But again, that's like that skeleton's looking mean over there. That's just part of life, and I'm sure that whatever happens, I'll be okay. Like if I, you know, manage to fix it, great. If not, well then I'll just have to deal with it, I guess. It's not the end of the world. But, that's just like a small little thing. And it's really funny how we tend to get stressed out over like, oh, another one. Guys are everywhere. Haha, one shot. But as I was saying, it's funny how we just get stressed out over, the the smallest little things. And even if our brain says like, hey, there's no need to worry, like our bodies and our guts are like, no, we need to go. Jeez, these guys are everywhere. Oh no, I don't have water. Never mind, we're good. But like I was saying, then our brains just, our bodies, I guess more so, just kind of go primal mode, and it doesn't matter what we think. It's just like we end up being super stressed out anyways, and for a lot of people that would be like a test or an exam or whatever, like public speaking. And for me it's like more so with my personal space, and I like being around playing video games and relaxing on my computer a lot. So when that kind of like sanctuary is disturbed in any way, it like really messes with me. So that's like kind of my little thing. But everyone has their thing. So yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'll figure it out. Plus, it's also been a long weekend, and a lot of people would be, like, oh, that was so awesome having that long break. But for me, it felt like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just felt weird going from, pretty busy, having classes and clubs and a schedule, to just having like nothing all weekend, at least for me, because I didn't hang out with my friend, they were busy, and no classes obviously, and I studied a lot, but that doesn't really feel like I'm doing anything, important or fun. So a lot of my weekend was spent in like the same two-ish places, and I don't know, it felt weird. I'm ready to get back to, my schedule, having classes and such, even if I have 2 midterms and a lab in one day. But that's okay, I'll be fine. And I think the more I think about it, really, the sillier it seems. And I think that's, a hindsight, and that's how a lot of people feel. But it's like our issues tend to be a lot less complicated than we make them seem. And especially when they have to do with people, I think that we psych ourselves out, and how do I put this? We think that the solution to our anxiety and stress and such is so much more out of reach than it really is. And if you can't find a, I'm trying to think of maybe an example. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's he. What the heck? That tree is doing magic of some kind. I'm trying to think of what to use as an example. It's so hard because like there's so many things that I feel like people. Okay, so like how about a test, right? Let's say you have a test coming up, and I'm using this one because it's a pretty universally shared anxiety. You have a test coming up, and it's like big part of your grade, and even though you've studied a bunch, you're still really worried, like, oh, did I not get enough content, did I not get enough material? I'm freaking out over this, I'm freaking out over that. Well, at the end of the day, it's just a test. And I mean, there's so many ways to look at it which make it less stressful, at least logically. It's like, well, even if you don't do great in a class. I mean, that's really not a big deal. Not only is it only one class, but a lot of the time, the grades don't matter as much as a lot of people might think. Oh, I was hoping that would grow. You could also think like, hey, I prepared for this as well as I could. I've done everything I need to do. I'm just gonna go out there and give it my best shot, and whatever happens, happens, and I'm okay with that because for me, it's not about the grade. It's about the fact that I know that I prepared and I put in the effort. Um, and I feel like when you're in the moment and you're leading up to that test and you're freaking out about it, it's really hard to think straight. It's really hard to think about those things. And then when it passes, suddenly you think about it and you realize, oh geez, this was like not a big deal at all, you know? And I think I'm subject to that a lot too, but I think another thing is that because I don't tend to experience stress as much as other people, because I don't experience it in conventional ways, like for example, by tests or similar things. When I do experience it for like the other kind of more niche things, like having my space smell like you know a way I don't want it to, or not having as much privacy as I'd like, it kind of hits me a lot harder. So I really have to learn to like take a step back and think, okay, you know, this is how it is. Here are ways I can try and, maybe help to make it feel better. And if I can't fix whatever problem I'm having, then here's what I can do to mitigate, or I can just realize that like, hey, it's really not a big deal, there's nothing to worry about here. And I guess another thing that's important to remember is that nothing lasts forever. Um, if oh geez, wait, hold on, I gotta turn these guys down. Friendly creatures. There we go. I think it's also important to remember, that not everything lasts forever, and do some farming while we're at it. I feel like my frame rate has been really bad lately. Oh, jeez. I was not doing good. I think I'm gonna try and turn the render distance down some. There we go. Probably because I'm recording at the same time. It doesn't really like that. Yeah, I don't think the recording FPS is like affected, but my game FPS definitely is. That's okay. It's the recording that matters. Anyways, I totally lost track. Oh, right. Nothing lasts forever. So, there's always some kind of solace to take in the fact that, whatever situation you're in, it won't last forever. You'll get to hopefully a better place in the future, and even though it can seem like that future may be in a really long time from now, the days go by quickly. And, there are ways to, I can't think of a better term, but like, help yourself mentally. But like, there are ways to, relax. You can come up with places to go outside of wherever you might be stressed out at, like at home or at school. Places to go where you can just sit back and relax. There are a lot of ways that you can like help yourself, and I think that sometimes people just don't put any thought into those like ways because they're too busy stressing out about whatever it is they're stressing out about. Like friends are a great way to help with that. I mean, to give an example, I was with a friend. Oh, jeez. Zombies. Gonna turn down the zombie noise, too. There we go. But zombies. But, you know, this was pretty much, I think, the day after I moved into my college dorm. And, you know, like I already said, it's a double. But I'm a sophomore, but long story short, when I was in my previous dorm, I had roommates that were not there often. And on the weekends, I could basically always count on being alone. And um, then over the summer, I was at college for half the time doing summer classes. So during that, I had a single too, and that was really nice. I think that was like that pampered me too much. And then, you know, later on, now I'm in a double, and even though my roomie obviously isn't around all the time, he's still around more than even the previous roommates were in the triple combined. But, you know, that's how it goes. And he's again, he's been great. He's a good guy. Um, I appreciate that he's very accommodating, and I try to return the favor to him too if he ever asks anything of me. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, when I first moved in, having a roommate, having someone in the room with me all the time, like really stressed me. I mean, seriously, I think that had to be one of, if not my lowest point. Like, I was crying every day for close to a week. I was always so stressed out that like I could barely eat, I could barely function. You know, it's like it was really really bad. Really bad. And but the time that I spent with my friend, during that time I totally forgot about all my concerns, you know. So, on one hand, I think it's important to like address your problems and overcome them, but there's nothing wrong with seeking a bit of an escape and like finding a way to relax too. It's so peaceful. Me and my little sheeps in the pretty night sky and the pretty clouds. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It's wow, that's pretty. I wouldn't say it's been a long day, but today was definitely, it felt a lot more stressful than I think it should have. And I think part of that is just like being kind of messed up with the fact that there was a 3-day weekend. I don't know, it just felt weird. But I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm actually kind of looking forward to tomorrow and you know, going out, having classes, being active. Um because I think that when you're busy, it makes those quiet times when you get to be home and relax and do whatever, you know, you like to do that recharges your energy. Being busy makes that all the more worthwhile. But it's important, you know, to give yourself that time. and not overload yourself. So, if you're super busy right now and you got all this work and stuff, just do me a favor and give yourself, you know, let's say 20 minutes of time to just relax. You don't even have to do anything. Just lay back, put your head down. The world isn't gonna end if you give yourself 20 minutes. I don't give a heck whatever you're doing. It's not a big deal if you take 20 minutes off. All right. It's around that 30-minute mark. I'm gonna head off for the night. Got some things to clear up, but it's getting pretty late around here. And thank you, as always, for getting this far and watching. Whether it just be watching just to watch, or if you're trying to sleep, I hope you're asleep right now. And aside from that, have a good night.